Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. So in today's reading, we are going to be connecting with your inner child. The intention of this reading is for your inner child to feel safe and supported. As usual, you have 3 different options to choose from. You can pause this video and choose the option you feel most drawn to. I will go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Hi everyone, so if you chose image 1 as your option, then this is your reading. So I'll start your reading. Message from pile number 1's inner child. How they can connect more with their inner child. How they can make their inner child feel safe and supported. Pile 1. So pile 1, I feel like your inner child, most probably that's why you open this reading, but yeah, I can see there's some sort of disconnection with your inner child. And you also have 3 pre-shuffle cards. One of them is a blank card, and that makes me feel like either you never got the opportunity to develop a sense of self, or you somehow lost yourself along the way. And I feel like if you ever thought about connecting with your inner child more, I feel like the first question you might have had in the beginning was how to connect with your inner child when you don't even know what you or your inner child wants. So that makes me feel like maybe a few of you don't have enough memory, or even if you have, you just are not able to find what used to bring you joy when you were a kid. And the next card you have is Seeker. After that blank card, you got the Seeker card. So it gives me a message that you are being strongly suggested to find yourself. And I know this is so vague, but this is a really big message for you to go on this adventure to find yourself, to seek who you are, to develop and build a really strong sense of self, what you want, what you don't want, your likes, dislikes, your desires. So Seeker light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Yeah, I feel like some of you might even look back at your past self. Yeah, it can be your teenage years too, but when you look back at your past self, it feels like you don't resonate with it anymore. Then you have Queen, light attribute, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Shadow attribute, become arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. So there is something about your inner child feeling controlled in some way. So I feel like some of your inner child might feel like you are not playful. So pile 1, I feel like your inner child wants you to be more playful and to not focus too much on controlling the outside environment or other people's behavior. Yeah, your inner child wants you to be more playful in life, to go after things which you feel called to do, because the Strength card is reversed, and 4 of Coins sometimes talks about scarcity. And yeah, I feel like there's some element of trying to control the external environment or other people. Also pile 1, if you feel like you are not where you desire to be when it comes to your wealth, there might be some self-limiting or self-sabotaging behaviors which you're being called to look at. But the really strong message, and a really common one about inner child, which is to be more playful, to go after things sometimes without any expectations or rewards. So in short, your inner child wants you to be more playful in life. Some of you might even try to hide from the world. I feel like some of you might be like you're always looking out for anything which can go right or which can go wrong. So your mind is always running, and because of that, because I just got that fear, false evidence appearing real in my head, and that makes me feel like sometimes your mind, I just heard your mind gets the best of you. So I feel like sometimes, because Eight of Swords, it also talks about self-sabotaging behaviors. So I feel like pile 1, sometimes this over analyzing or thinking about the worst case scenario might lead you to not go through with some projects or connections which are good for you. So pile 1, the energy I'm getting from these cards is that you might be too cautious. You might always look over your shoulder. Some of you might experience hypervigilance. So yeah, pile 1, I feel like some of you might not even walk on the path until and unless you can predict every path. You know what you're going to see, what you're going to experience on every turn. And your inner child is trying to give you a message to be more playful. Some of you might even watch many readings, or because it makes you feel less unsafe. So your inner child wants you to be more playful, to embody more courage. I mean, what's yours can never be lost, but I feel like sometimes you might, out of this fear, you might say no to things, to projects, or to people who are interested in you, who want to work with you, who want to be with you, because you don't know what's going to happen. Pile 1, inner child. Any messages from pile 1's inner child, how they can connect more with their inner child? You have 9th house, you have Leo, and you have Mercury. I feel like some of you are being called to read more books or watch more videos about inner child reparenting or anything around inner child. I feel like you're strongly being called to read more about how you can reconnect with your inner child, how you can reparent your inner child. And I feel like that will really help you if you have this disconnection which I was talking about. I also feel like few of you might have a path where you are being intuitively led to talk in a way. So let's just say maybe you intuitively get this message that you're supposed to be on a stage and talk about something. It can be anything. Communicate something to the audience. So I feel like some of you have this calling, but you're still not going towards it. So some of you are meant to be a public speaker, to communicate something to the audience. So pile 1, I did a quick automatic writing session. So you have shore and reach. When I was writing that, I got this message that some of you might feel more connected, and I just heard peaceful. So some of you might feel peaceful around water. So if you can, try to connect with water as much as you can, because I feel like it makes you feel, not just you but your inner child too, it makes you and your inner child feel really peaceful. So go to a beach if you have one nearby and try to connect more with the water. Then you have boulder, then you have strength. Oh, and you have strength card. This might be a really significant message for you. Strength card is all about courage, and this is reversed here. feel like your inner child really wants you to embody more strength, more courage. And if you were resonating with that message that some of you want to know everything before you go on a path, I feel like this is the same message for you, that your inner child wants you to be more courageous and take that step without over analyzing what's in there, what you're going to accept, what you're going to expect, what you're going to come across. Yeah, like a blind leap of faith. Then you have bus and hurry. When I was shuffling your pre-shuffle cards, I don't know why, but I keep seeing a school bus. So maybe it might be relevant to you. So you have bus, hurry, rest. Maybe growing up you used to be always late whenever your school bus might arrive, something like that. So you have bus, hurry, rest. So I feel like a message from your inner child is that don't be in such a hurry and rest whenever you feel like you need rest, because you can get another bus. It's not like if you miss one, you will never get another one. So it's kind of a message for you to rest when you feel like you need rest. And there are many buses, so one leaving, you missing one, will not be the end, pile 1. Then you have snail, and I also feel like that's the same message about embracing the slowness of life, to not always be in such a hurry where you burn out, where you just don't have any rest. Then you have Moses, sir. Then you have herd. Yeah, maybe your inner child doesn't want you to follow this herd mentality. When I was writing this word, I felt like I was writing serious, but you know how sometimes kids don't know the spelling of a word? So it felt like this was serious. So maybe the message for you is to not be so serious all the time and be more playful. And I feel like this message might be for every one of us. I feel like all of our inner child, this might be the most common message, to not be too serious, to be more playful. So yeah, this might be for you too. Then you have horoscope. Something about horoscope. Maybe some of you like reading it, or some of you might be tarot readers or astrologers, but there is something about horoscope. Then you have red. I got this red word 3 times, and then I noticed you also have red color here. Something about color red is significant, pile 1. Then you have hush off. Maybe some of you, when you were a child, you were shut down a lot whenever you tried to express something. It was like a warning sign to not say anything. And I feel like that might have affected your inner child a lot. Maybe because red is reminding me of that alert signal. So maybe some of you are not allowed to talk a lot. So maybe you were shut down or something like that, and that affected your inner child. Maybe that's why there's a disconnection there, because they were shut down so much that they don't even express what they want, what they need, their desires or anything, because yeah, it's like this alarm going off whenever they want to say something. Then you have chore. Maybe a few of you felt like you were a burden for your family. Something about a fireplace, feeling warmth. Then you have nail salon. Something might be relevant here. Then you have 80, miss. Then again you have red, misread. hoard. Maybe you used to, or you still do, you love this color red. So pile one inner child, how they can connect more with their inner child, how they can connect more with their inner child. They have the healer. Maybe some of you, this might be a sign for you to go towards this path, this healing path. So if you already felt like you had a calling of being a healer, then take this as a sign. Pile one. Pile one, inner child, how they can connect more with their inner child. Pile one. Breathe. That's a confirmation. Your inner child wants you to be more playful, to take some rest when you feel like you need rest, to breathe. Maybe go on a walk in the forest if you have one nearby, to connect more with this earth elements. Yeah, and this card also had these strong roots, a tree. I just noticed most of them have something green. So maybe your inner child might feel really calm and safe when you go on a walk in nature, when you're surrounded by nature. So pile one, if you can, you're being strongly suggested to do some grounding in the nature. I just got that vision in my head. You know how some people ground themselves by touching a tree and holding it, closing their eyes and imagining that all of their stress, worries and self-doubts are being released through their feet to the ground. So maybe you can do that exercise. Pile one. Pile one, inner child, how they can connect more. I also feel like some of yours inner child might love when you travel, when you learn about something, higher knowledge. Learning, because you have Mercury, you have 9th house. Something about learning. Learning really stimulates your mind. It really makes you feel not bored. I just heard guidance. So I'm getting two messages. This is a strong guidance for you to go on these grounding walks. Another message I'm getting for you is that if you already feel called to be a public speaker and guide others in some way or heal others in some way, there is some sort of guidance there which you already had a calling for, and this is a really strong message for you to take all of this as a sign. 9th house is also about higher knowledge, so maybe you have some higher knowledge about something and you're being called to share that, to guide others. And if you're already in that field where you have to guide others, then you need these grounding moments because your mind is always running, and yeah, you need that. Pile one, inner child. Pile one, inner child, how they can connect more with their inner child. Love. Beautiful. I just heard love is the answer. So whenever you are stuck in this indecision where you have to choose something or you have to do something, try to focus on love. And I know this is so vague, but I feel like you will somehow know which path to choose. Maybe you can guide others in their self-love journey. Pile one, inner child. Recognition and reward. Yeah, pile one. If all of that was resonating, because this person is also on a stage, so I feel like if all of that was resonating, that you're being called to be a public speaker, to guide your audience or something like that, then there's a message that you will be rewarded, you will get recognized there. So yeah, this is a really strong message for you. Pile one, inner child. Pile one, inner child. Blessed. I feel like pile one, if you were already in this inner child journey and you have already have at least tried to connect more with your inner child or heal your inner child, then I feel like your inner child wants you to know that they just feel really honored and blessed that you care about them enough to put so much of your time and energy and love towards their highest good, towards their best interest. Yeah, it feels like a blessing to your inner child. Pile 1, inner child messages. How to connect more with the inner child. Octopus. Reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. The octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. The octopus intertwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries. Be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. In balance, interested, engaged, intelligent, out of balance, needy, clingy, lacks courage. Wow, and that was a really strong message which I was getting in the beginning of your reading, that your inner child feels like they want you to be more courageous. You have Strength card reverse, which is about courage. To bring into balance, space to oneself, talk therapy. 98, 99. A few of you might be 25 years old. You don't have to be. This is just a message. And you have talk therapy. I feel like, yeah, of course, if you can afford to go to a therapist, then that take this as a message that you're being called to do that, because you also have guidance, and that also makes you feel like, yeah, it's like it's talking about a therapist or a psychologist, someone who can give you guidance. But that octopus card was talking about how when we lack healthy boundaries, we feel drained. So that might be a really strong message for you from inner child to set and maintain healthy boundaries so that you won't feel that drained. So pile 1, I will shuffle your letters. Mic. Yeah, some of you definitely have a calling to be on stage. And also that octopus is making me feel like some of you might have the path where you are involved in multiple things. So it's not like you have this one purpose. So you might have multiple interests. So maybe in your path you are meant to be involved in many things. I feel like they all might be your path. But yeah, one of them might be being on stage, talking about something. Well, I don't have N here, but I just got that word pain. So maybe a few of you had a calling to talk about your pain so that it can help others. Especially if you are a healer, I feel like your audience will really, really admire and appreciate you sharing a story. Pave the way. Maybe you sharing a story or something, maybe you guiding others might pave the way for other people. And this message might also be, because this is just over octopus, which talks about healthy boundaries. So maybe this is a message for you to communicate your boundaries, because that's the reason you might be feeling so drained. So talk about it. Pile 1. Dean. Maybe someone's name is Dean. I also have Ken. Barbie and Ken. I also have near. Yeah, I feel like you have this really strong fear of losing something you love. So you keep it near. Like even this lady is like trying to protect. Dove. Dove might be a sign for you to embody more courage, to go after things you want to go after, and be more spontaneous, to not always try to predict what's going to happen. So pile 1, this is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I want to thank you, your inner child, for coming through. I hope you have a great day. Bye. Hi everyone. So if you chose image 2 as your option, then this is your reading. So pile 2, I recorded your reading and I don't know what happened, but it got deleted. And when I do reading, I channel information, so I don't even remember most of the time what I said. But one thing I know about that reading is that it was the heaviest reading out of all the 3 piles. So let's see what comes up this time. So pile 2, inner child, how they can connect to their inner child more, make them feel safe and supported. Pile 2, okay, you have Hermes reverse, you have 9 of coins, you have 9 of cups, you have 9 of swords, and you have 7 of coins reversed. You have 5 of cups on the bottom of your deck. Yeah, I feel like not all of you, but a few of you might deal with some mental health struggles. And I also feel like you might be in either right now or in the past, but you might have been in this isolated period where you didn't talk much, where you didn't interact with many people. And I feel like you have so much abundance, stability, and I just heard financial freedom, and I feel like there is so much for you, all your wishes coming true, so much in not just financially, but even emotionally. I feel like there is so much for you. But these anxious thoughts, or if you have any mental health struggles, I feel like because of that you might not have gone on this path, on your path, out of fear. I feel like there's so much you can achieve and you have so much potential. And I also got potential word in your automatic writing session. I feel like you have so many talents. There is so much for you: financial abundance, emotional security, stability, satisfaction in every aspect of your life. But this isolation, and if you have some mental health struggles, I feel like all of that combined are not making you go towards your dreams. You're not able to work on your dreams because of these struggles which you're going through. And like I said, in your first reading, which was deleted, I don't remember everything, but I know that the energy was really dense, it was really heavy. And you also have 5 of cups on the bottom of your deck, so I feel like there might be some regrets, or there is something about the past which is still affecting you, pile 2. So if all of that is already resonating, then keep on watching. If not, then you can check out other piles, or maybe this reading is not for you. So pile 2, you have Mystic, Engineer, and Child Orphan as your pre-shuffle cards. Mystic, light attribute, revels in intimate union with the divine. Yeah, and that is just over Hermit. I feel like you are so connected with the divine. I feel like you might be interested in spiritual knowledge, higher knowledge. You also have Engineer, light attributes, ability to give creative energy, a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemma. So maybe either literally you are an engineer, or you have that quality where you can give creative energy, a practical expression, designing resolutions to common dilemma. Then you have Child Orphan, light attributes, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. Shadow attribute, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. I feel like a few of you might feel like your family, your parents are not proud of you, to say the least, with what you're doing. Yeah, I feel like some of you are struggling with mental health issues, and it feels like that is the only thing which is kind of like holding you back from achieving those dreams, because I feel like there's so much for you: financial stability, emotional satisfaction. Some of you might be isolated with this Hermit reversed. Maybe all of that holding yourself back might be coming from your fear of abandonment, because you have child orphan reversed. I also feel like pile 2, if you are also struggling with procrastination, instead of reading about these productivity books or watching videos about productivity or anything like that, instead of doing that, I feel like at least for me, I noticed as I started healing my trauma, I eventually felt like I was being more productive. So I feel like that might be the case for you. Instead of watching all these videos, productivity videos made by neurotypical people, I don't think that might help you a lot. Of course, there are always some things we can all take from these videos. There are so much wisdom there. But for you, I feel like, just like me, you healing your trauma will eventually help you with this procrastination. If you think you're lazy, that's so not true. You are not lazy at all. There's something which is deep, and your inner child wants you to see that. I also feel like some of you have this beautiful talent where you can communicate and express all that mystical spiritual knowledge in this language where everyone can understand what you're trying to say, what you're trying to convey. So your words, your choice of words, the way you say that, it can be understood by almost every one of us. So that is a really big gift, because most of the time people don't know what the other person is talking about. But I feel like for you, this is a really big skill you have. You can express deep, higher knowledge in a way which can be understood by most of us. And this might not resonate with everyone. So I'll do, you know better. Let me know if it does. But few of you might subconsciously try to find, because I just read that again, seeking surrogate families. Few of you might subconsciously try to find someone. And we all humans need connections, deep intimacy with other people, but there's this imbalance there. Wow. That box fell just over this card, orphan card. So this might be, I will take that as a sign. I take everything as a sign. So I will take that as a sign that this might be what some of you do. So you unintentionally, so let's just say, for example, this might not be a situation, but let's just say you have a friend who is toxic, and you leave the connection, which is a great decision, but then you start finding someone else to I just heard fill that void. Wow, I think there's something you're trying to fill, that emptiness, through people. And maybe this is because you never felt like you belonged. And again, we all need connections, but there's some imbalance there, which is not, your inner child, this universe doesn't want you to perpetuate that cycle. I just keep noticing these swords. They want you to cut that loop. And I feel like for a few of you might not be aware of this, because that box which just fell over that card, that deck name is Wild Unknown. So maybe it's unknown to you. And because your reading got deleted, I don't know how. And that makes me feel like your inner child wants you to delete everything you think you know about yourself, because for some of you, the society or your parents or whoever was around you told you that you are A, you are B, you are C, and you accepted that. So a strong message for you is to develop this strong sense of self. And I feel like, because that empty box fell on top of this card. So maybe your inner child, your guides want you to get yourself out of this empty box, this empty shell. I feel like that might be the reason why you feel so empty, because you don't know yourself deep down. You just accepted what people around you told you. Maybe that's why you feel this emptiness inside you, and you try to fill it with other people subconsciously. That emptiness message is strong, pile 2. So your guides, your inner child want you to come out of this empty box and develop a strong sense of self. So maybe you never got the chance, the opportunity to develop a sense of self because your environment was not healthy, to say the least. Sense of self and fear of abandonment, it's coming up again and again. Pile 2. Pile 2, message from inner child, how to connect more with your inner child. You have 12th house, Venus and Sagittarius. Some of you might feel called to learn about higher knowledge, or maybe go back to school or go on a long distance travel, something related to Sagittarius, and you are postponing that. You also have Venus in 12th house, which is exalted there. I feel like pile 2, many of you are going to be in like a dream come true relationships in your future. They might even exceed your expectations. So if you already have high expectations, or you fantasize a lot about having beautiful connections, then I feel like your future connections will even exceed that. So again, pile 2, you have so beautiful connections filled with love, care and appreciation in your future. I just noticed 999. Maybe some of you might see 999, repeated number, and that might be a sign for you to, it's like a sign from your guides, from this universe or whoever you believe in. It's a sign for you to know. They want you to know that you are so talented and there's nothing you can't solve. So if you feel like you are not able to do something because this is not right, or it can be any reason, I feel like this is a sign, 999, that you can figure out any solution for any problem you have. That is a talent of yours. Right now, if there's something in your mind which you think is either you lost the time, either you lost the deadline, or it's like it's in your head right now, it's not doable or maybe impossible, this is a sign for you, 999, that it's not. You can figure out any solution of any problem. That's your talent, pile 2. So pile 2, I did a quick automatic writing session for you. So you have hurry, wasted potential. And when I was writing that, I got this message that maybe some of you, when you were growing up, either people around you made you feel like you are wasting your potential. So maybe you were naturally really smart and they kept making you feel bad that you're wasting your potential. So hurry, you have to achieve this by this certain age. So I feel like there's something around that which is still affecting you. Maybe you still feel like you have not achieved what you expected to achieve at your age. That hurry, I keep seeing that. And even when I was saying that you have so much potential, it was not in this way that you're wasting your potential. What's meant for you will always be for you, will always come for you. No one can take that away. So when I was saying that, my intention was to let you know that if you felt like you were not talented enough, or if you felt like you just are not good enough, then your guides, your inner child, were kind of reminding you that you are so talented. You can achieve anything you want. You can figure out any solution. You can find a way where there's no way. Then you have rushing, then you have never ending. I feel like some of you were raised in an environment where everything was rushed. You have to achieve this by this age, always on this race which is never ending. I feel like that race was never ending. So even if right now you will talk to these people from the past, they will still talk about that. Even when you are an adult, I feel like you were around people where there was this energy that you have to achieve something, and this was never ending. So it didn't stop at a certain age, it just kept on going and going. Then you have wishy-washy. Maybe someone around you was not stable in their actions, in their thoughts, in their words, in the way they talk to you. Some days they act a certain way around you, other days they were just completely different. People were unpredictable and you didn't know which. I just heard personality, so you didn't know which personality you will get today. Then you have seer, and you also have mystic card. Maybe some of you have so much divine higher knowledge. Seer. Then you have hustle, then you have conundrum, yes ma'am. Maybe for a few of you, your mother was really strict. So when she tells you to do something, you have to do it. Yes ma'am. One life. I just noticed you have seer, then you have hustle, and then you have conundrum, and you have mystic and engineer. I feel like some of you are really talented in the 3D realm. So let's just say you are really good at your job, or academic wise you are really good, but at the same time you were always, since you were a kid, you always had the spiritual knowledge. So it was like sometimes that made you confused if you should go this way, mystic way, or if you should hustle 24/7. Yeah, that might have confused you because you had one foot in this spiritual realm and one foot in this 3D material realm, and that might have made you confused growing up because you didn't know which one to pick. Then you have yes ma'am, one life. So okay, I got two messages from this. First message is that maybe that person who was always telling you to do something, ordering you to do something, maybe they kept telling you that you only have one life, do this as fast as you can. And for those of you who don't resonate with that message, I feel like this might be your last life in this planet Earth. So maybe you might not reincarnate again in this world. Then you have scrubs, then you have television. Maybe you watch shows which involves around doctors or nurses, or maybe you are in this healthcare field. Then you have burden. So maybe some of you, when you were a kid, you felt like a burden. And yeah, that was a really big sign. You have erased your vision, and your reading, your first reading was deleted out of nowhere. I don't know how that happened, but it was deleted. So, and then you have erased your vision. Yeah, that is again reminding me of that same message, that what people around you told you you were, that is not you, that is not authentic you. I feel like it happens when we don't have a strong sense of self. We accept everything people tell us we are. So maybe that might have happened to you. I can completely relate to you, Pile 2. So yeah, this is a sign from your inner child, from your guides, from this universe, whoever you believe in, to erase who you think you are and develop a strong sense of self. Figure out your authentic, true vision and erase your past versions of you, because I feel like it was made up by other people. It was not you. It was not your authentic vision. Root, hold up. I feel like this might be a message from your inner child that this might take some time, so don't feel impatient, and even when you do, keep reminding yourself that this takes time. It is not going to happen overnight. So Pile 2, message from inner child, how to connect more with your inner child. Suppression. Yeah, it's like your authentic self was suppressed. Ordinariness. Yeah, it makes you feel like maybe you are not given the grace to be ordinary, you know, like you were expected to be perfect in everything you did. You have transformation and you have friendliness. Yeah, I feel like this is a message for you to be friends with your inner child. That will really transform your life. Pile 2. Pile 2, message from your inner child. Anxiety. And you have 9 of Swords, which is a card of anxiety in the tarot deck. So yeah, this is a double confirmation. So Pile 2, if you can afford to, you are strongly being encouraged to go to a therapist. Yeah, I feel like this is holding you back from all your dreams, from all your wishes. Pile 2, inner child. Message from pile 2's inner child. Grounding. And you have ordinariness, and this man is like walking in nature. So if there is something around you where you can walk, where you can connect with nature, then take this as a sign, pile 2. You are being encouraged to do some grounding, to connect with the roots. Oh wait, I just realized I also did, yeah, I forgot to read this because roots reminded me that I wrote roots. So you have words never said, no, or you. Yeah, I feel like there were words that you never said. So, and you have suppression. You might have suppressed a lot, pile 2. You wanted to say so much, but you never did. Then you have no or you. Yeah, that makes you feel like maybe you were blamed, some of you. Then you have foreign. Then you have half wish. Then you have own. Then you have trust. I feel like you might struggle with trusting yourself. So yeah, this is something your inner child wants you to work on. So you can find some videos about that, how to trust yourself. You can do some exercises there, maybe it can help you. I feel like maybe one or two of you might be in IT field. Then you have ourselves, then you have honor. Yeah, this is a really strong message. Your inner child wants you to honor yourself. Then you have either it's just or it's unjust. Oh, I feel like this is a really strong message that you have to honor yourself. Otherwise, you will accept unjust behavior from others. So you have to honor yourself to realize that this is not what I'm going to accept. Then you have wire, then you have roots deep, and these roots reminded me that there's another page for you. I feel like that is a really strong message, that it's wired, it runs deep, the roots are deep. So that's why maybe you were getting that message that it might take some time, because when something happened to you for such a long time, it might take some time for you to heal that. So all of it cannot heal in a moment. It cannot heal overnight. So this is a message for you to know, just like this message, hold up, that the roots are deep. The roots are deep. You were wired that way. So it might take some time. So pile 2, honor yourself and know when the behavior is not what you will accept. Yeah, it's deep wound. It might take some time. Pile 2, inner child. And you also have a cat walking on, I don't remember exactly, but I think that cat is walking on a wire, or yeah, it just reminds me that maybe all your life, because of how you were raised or just people around you in general, maybe you walk on tightrope. Maybe you are always cautious. You think if you will take one wrong step, if you will do something which might turn out to be wrong, then you will fall. And of course that will make you feel anxious. Of course that will make you want to isolate yourself. That will make you want to suppress what you want to do. Okay, so pile 2, inner child. Messages from pile 2, inner child, how they can connect more with the inner child. Yin. Yeah, there's some money blockages. I was thinking about doing a reading on money blockages. If you want that, then you can let me know in the comments. But yeah, I feel like there is some blockages around financial abundance, and your inner child wants you to heal that so that you can receive. Yin energy is all about receiving, so that you can receive this financial security. And it's not just financial security, because sometimes people work 24/7 and then they get rich. I feel like for you it's having this beautiful balance where you can work, have fun, and also have some time for yourself, for your loved ones. So to receive all that, I feel like there's some blockages in that yin energy. And we all have yin and yang, we all have masculine and feminine energies, and the ideal situation is when they are balanced. So I feel like you're being called to embrace more of this yin energy. Pile 2, inner child. Pile 2, inner child. How to connect more with pile 2's inner child. Spiritual strength. Wow. Yeah, look at this picture. You are so protected, pile 2. Like so protected. There are higher forces which are protecting you behind the scenes all the time. And you also have Mystic card. Yeah, pile 2, you have so much of spiritual knowledge, spiritual strength, spiritual protection. Yeah, I feel like few of you might have this path where you have to combine this mystic path and this creative practical expression, because it looks like this man is trying to hold them together. Also, if you feel unsafe, you can ask for protection from spirit guides, from God, from universe, whoever you believe in. You can ask for that, and I feel like you will receive it. I mean, they're already protecting you, but if you still feel unsafe, then you can ask, you can pray for that. Pile 2, inner child. Any messages from pile 2's inner child, how they can connect more with their inner child? You have Apocalypse and the Poet. Some of you might have psychic powers, because that always reminds me of that crystal bowl. So some of you might have that ability. Some of you might have this ability where you can foresee some events happening in your life in advance. So it can happen in dreams, or you might have some clairs. Pile 2, message from the inner child, how they can connect more with their inner child. You have Dolphin. Innately intelligent healer, light blessings. Wow, that is confirming that message. You are so intelligent, innately intelligent. You are a healer. Light blessings. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day, and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. Active healer, strong spiritual practice. In balance. Out of balance, underestimates own power. Bring it to balance, like-minded spirits. Yeah, take this as a sign that you're being called to connect with like-minded individuals. And you have so much of spiritual knowledge and strength. So if you want to have a career in that field, then you can also take that as a sign. And this dolphin is just your anxiety card. Anxiety cards. So maybe if you have a specific mental health struggle, then you can find a community where people deal with that, and I feel like that will somehow help you. So pile 2, I will shuffle your letters. Power. That is reminding me of power. I feel like your connection with your inner child will heal you and transform you so much that, yeah, I heard you might not even recognize yourself, in a good way, of course. What? Some of you might not even believe deep down that you have that much financial security, emotional satisfaction, beautiful connections in your future. So you're like, what are you trying to say? It's like you don't believe that this is in your future, that you will have that, all these beautiful connections, dream come true connections. That's why your feminine energy is imbalanced. because you deep down don't believe that you have that you can have that faith. Yeah, I feel like one of these people, your soul family, yeah, someone wants to tell you that you are their favorite, like in a loving way. You also have rut. I feel like you might meet your soul family or whoever these people are when you will be so busy. I feel like you might not. Yeah, I just heard sneaking up on you. It's like you are so busy that you might not even realize when they have entered your life. So I feel like they might enter your life in a really, really busy time. I feel like you are naturally empathic since you were a kid, because I feel like, I mean, every child is pure and innocent, but I feel like your inner child cares a lot about you. So that makes me feel like maybe you were an empath since you were a kid. You always could empathize with other people and their struggles. You can also pile to remind your inner child that they don't have to keep thinking about other people, to focus on yourself first. And you're also being suggested to do some grounding, to spend some time in nature, to look at all the things around you and soak them all in, all the beauty around you, all the flowers, all the trees. I feel like that will be a really good practice for you to connect with your inner child. So pile 2, this is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I want to thank you and your inner child for coming through. I hope you have a great day. Bye. Hi everyone. So if you chose image 3 as your option, then this is your reading. I will start with shuffling your tarot cards. Pile 3, inner child. Pile 3, inner child. How they can connect more with the inner child. Any messages? Magician. Okay. Pile 3, inner child. I feel like pile 3, in your past, maybe you lost something materially, and I feel like for some of you this might not be in your childhood. Maybe this happened during your teenage years or young adult years, but I feel like there was a time when a material loss happened, even though you put so much of your effort, or if this was during your childhood, then maybe your parents did and you still lost something. And I feel like that might have happened because you or your parents might have tried to embrace some change in your life. So I feel like after that, you have this fear of change where you just want things to be the way they were always. So maybe that inability to embrace change with open arms, the reason might be in that situation, that fear of loss. Maybe that's why you might still not be able to do something which you're being called to do, but you know that some changes are involved, so you just don't even try it because there's this fear of loss. In short, you or your parents put so much of your hard work in something and somehow still you lost it, your parents lost it, and after that there's this fear of loss, fear of change. Yeah, lack of confidence about something which is different. So this might play in your life still to this day. You don't feel confident enough to embrace changes where you have to do something different, or you have to be somewhere different, or you have to be in connections with different people. It's just something different might scare you, pile 3. And that is all connected to whatever the situation is talking about. So for some of you, this can be during your childhood. For others of you, this can be in your teenage years or your young adult years. Yeah, something about your view of status or wealth changed because of this. Since that moment, you have avoided change, where you have to embrace something different. I just heard like a plague. So you just avoided it so much that it somehow started to come between your personal development, your personal gains in life. That might have affected your manifestations. So pile 3, you got Liberator and Companion as your pre-shuffle cards. Liberator, light attributes, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Yeah, that's a clear message for you, pile 3. You have to free yourself from this belief, something which happened a really long time, and it is still affecting you, because that's what happens. Until you heal that, it keeps affecting you, until you sit with it, until you realize that this is what happened. So you are being called to release that negative thought patterns, like that Liberator card says. Your inner child wants you to release that thought pattern, pile 3. You also have Companion as a card, light attributes, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. I'm getting a really specific message, might not resonate with all of you, but maybe because of this material loss, you lost, somebody walked out of your life. If that was resonating, that someone left your life after this loss, then I feel like some of you might stay with people because you want to prove your loyalty even when that person is not good for you. So there might be something around that which you are being called to release. So pile 3, I will roll the Astro dice. Inner child, how to connect more with pile 3's inner child. Gemini, Uranus, and 10th house. Yes, something unexpected happened. Uranus is all about something unexpected, a radical change. Your life completely changed, or at least some part of your life completely changed. And Gemini is also about communication. So maybe someone stopped talking to you or your family after that. Somebody was two-faced, they behaved a certain way, and after this loss they completely changed. And 10th house is all about career. Maybe this is affecting you in your career. You don't, even when you feel this inner calling that you are being called to a specific project or a specific job, you still don't do it because you have this intense fear of change, of something where you have to embrace something different. And I feel like this fear is specific to something different. So even when you embrace change, I feel like it affects you more when it's something different. That change where you have to embrace something completely different, I feel like that really makes you feel so scared. So all of that I feel like is affecting your career. Or maybe for a few of you, whenever, especially if you're self-employed or you are a freelancer, whenever you get a project, something happens and there's this unexpected abrupt, I just heard abrupt, there is some unexpected stopping of your work. So either they let you go or something happens and you have to, this might be a pattern, and your inner child wants you to heal that which happened in your past and it is somehow still affecting you. So pile 3, I did a quick automatic writing session for you. So you have RS test, something about a test. Maybe RS stands for relationship, something about a test. Then you have where, I can't figure that out. Yeah, it's like a relationship test. Where is that person? Where that person went? 8 of Cups reversed. Then you have lost. Yeah, you felt lost there. And again, I'm getting this message. This might not, for all of you, this might not just be about your childhood. Maybe this happened in your teenage years or some time ago when you were an adult. And for some of you, it might have happened when you were a kid. Then you have hey, sore. He's lost. Yeah, somebody felt like they were lost. One search. Yeah. There's a search going on for someone who felt like they were lost, or maybe someone left someone. Then you have how one. Then you have cone. Maybe as a kid you liked cones. Maybe some of you liked Naruto. I don't know why that word is reminding me of that. Then you have near horse. Maybe some of you when you were growing up, you used to be with horses. Maybe it was your hobby to ride horses or just be around them. Or maybe you lived where there were many horses around. Or yeah, there's something about horses. Near horses. Then you have bored. Then you have strong. Then you have win. Strong win. I feel like this might be a message for your near future. I feel like you might win something, and this is something which is not subtle. It is a really strong win for you. So yeah, congratulations, pile 3. Especially if you are right now in this energy where you feel bored. This might be another confirmation. Then you have rear. Yeah, I feel like you're being called to look at your past to heal something, and that is reminding me of venom. So maybe some words were said, or there is something which you are being called to release, pile 3, because it is still affecting you, that thought pattern. You need to release that, pile 3. My last reading was about self-limiting thoughts, so if you're called to, you can check that out, pile 3. Then you have ream of paper. Maybe you liked making crafts or drawing or painting, something which is connected to paper, where you have to use a lot of paper. Then you have washed, book. Maybe you liked reading books, so your inner child wants you to read more. So let's just say you used to like fictions or sci-fis, then you can connect with your inner child more by taking some time out to read that. So pile 3, messages from inner child, how you can connect more with your inner child. The destroyer. The hunter. Yeah, it makes me feel like there's some pattern which is not good for you, and you're being called to, yeah, metaphorically hunt it down and destroy that. This might be a strong message for you, pile 3, that keep your focus on learning more about this. There's something where you experienced a loss and someone left your life, or just people just behaved differently after that, and you're being called to look for it and destroy and release that negative thought pattern, like that liberator card says. Pile 3, messages from the inner child, how to connect more. Emergence. Yeah, I feel like if you're watching this in 2024, I feel like this dragon year is where you will succeed in something. It's like you're coming out finally. Like this hunter card, you're facing this head on. You're not afraid anymore, pile 3. Yeah, I just heard emerging from the shadows. So maybe you try to hide yourself from the world or other people or other connections, and I feel like whenever you're watching this, you're soon going to be embracing this energy where you are emerging out of the shadows. You're not going to hide yourself, your talents anymore. So this is like a comeback, pile 3. Pile 3, inner child, how they can connect more with their inner child. Thank you to the universe, the source, the creator. Wow, I just said thank you to the creator. I feel like you have really great talents, creative talents. Yeah, they might be, maybe you're not in something creative and you want to be in that area in some way, but that is so different from what you were doing. So that fear is again stopping you from going after it. Maybe you want to create something, but it's something different. And that fear of change is, I just heard, consuming you. I just heard let it consume you. And then I saw that creator card. Yeah, it's like consuming like food. It's like you're consuming it. And you will realize that it is dissolved, it is released. In other words, it's like sit with that emotion, that uncomfortable feeling. Yeah, it reminded me of that quote, what am I unwilling to feel? I feel like that will somehow help you. Pile 3, inner child. How to connect more with the inner child. Disruption. Yeah, I feel like something unexpected happened and that caused disruption in your life. You lost something, and maybe you lost some friends too because of that. Something happened unexpected. And you have, this is also a tower card, I think. And you also have a tower card. Yeah, something really unexpected happened. It was like your world completely shifted. It's like your reality was destroyed or something like that happened and you didn't know what to do anymore. It was really intense. Pile 3. How to connect more with Pile 3's inner child. Thank you so much. To the sea. Yeah, some of you might have, in your childhood, might have to move far away. And yeah, that girl doesn't look happy. So you are not happy about it. Because of that disruption, because of that loss, you had to relocate. And you were not happy about it. And that makes sense. You lost your friends. Companion card, you lost your friends because of that move. Pile 3, inner child. How to connect more with Pile 3's inner child. What they need. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting this energy that for some of you, like, because cards are taking too long to come out. So it's like when a kid is sad, they don't want to talk. So yeah, that's the energy I'm getting. Peace. Sadness. Yeah, your inner child was sad because of that. I just heard a kid laughing, like a chuckle. So maybe your inner child loves rhymes. But yeah, it feels like you had a peaceful life or something around peace and creation, and then you left, something happened, a really big change. Your whole reality was like, it crumbled down. And of course that would make you sad. That would make anyone sad. That girl looks sad. Pile 3, inner child. Okay. Change. Wow. Can you see this? Miser change. It's like you have something, it's predictable, you know what's going to happen, and change makes you feel like you are losing something precious. That's why you have this intense fear of change. It's like you're losing something which is really precious, but you don't realize that universe has infinite supply. You are never going to lose anything. Pile 3. Yeah, you're holding on to things because you're afraid of change. And that pattern is connected to a specific situation, and you're being called to heal that, to release that, to destroy that. to face it head on, to sit with that emotion. Pile 3, how they can connect more with the inner child. Pile 3, golden egg, shark. Yeah, and this is just over miser card, and she has jewels, treasure. So it's like you accepting that you have to embrace change feels like you're losing a golden egg. Message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga nidra or meditation. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart. Staying open to any response you hear, engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you are seeing an old friend that has been away for a long time. Maybe a few of you might meet your long-lost friend. Your chest may swell like you are seeing an old friend that has been away for a long, long time. Your childhood friend, maybe, for a few of you. Listen to the message they have been waiting to tell you. The golden egg and the fourth chakra. The subtle essence of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart center at the fourth chakra. Is the home of the self or soul. By bringing the mind into the center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous place. It is said our inner guide sits there in deep meditation, waiting for us. The unstruck sound. Maybe a few of you might get messages through music. Maybe a line is stuck in your head. Yeah, because that unstruck sound made me somehow feel like a song stuck in your head might have a message for you. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. Only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. Yeah, I feel like some of you might be running away from feeling this. That's why I was getting that message again and again, that you are being called to sit with this uncomfortable emotion. Because you might not want to acknowledge that this happened. Maybe some of you belittle it. Maybe some of you think that it was not that bad. It was not that deep. Worst thing happened to people. And that's how you might reject it. You cannot just compare what someone went through with others. It's your own truth and it affected you and your inner child. So if you really want to connect with your inner child, you have to acknowledge what made them sad. Don't try to compare others' pain with what you went through. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. And this is just over emergence. Something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. Yeah, you cannot keep pretending that nothing happened. Don't compare what you went through with anyone. That's not respectful to you or your inner child. Out of balance, sneaky, destructive. Bring it to balance, honesty. 111. Yeah, you might be seeing 111 or 1010. Yeah, pile 3, you're being called to be honest with yourself. So pile 3, I will shuffle your letters. RX reminds me of medication. Maybe a few of you might numb your feelings through any substance like alcohol or anything to numb this pain, to numb this feeling, to pretend that nothing is wrong. Yeah, like a mite. Slowly destroying rigged. Yeah, it's like something is slowly getting through the back door and causing chaos or disruption in your life, and you have to acknowledge that. Yeah, it might feel subtle to you, but it's not. Some of you might have a cat. You have sea to the sea, and you have sea. Maybe some of you moved overseas or something about a sea. Yeah, pit in the stomach. Koi. Yeah, it shook you to your core. Say. I feel like some things were left unsaid. Yeah, I feel like your inner child might be sad and you're being called to connect with your inner child more. There are so many resources, free resources on the internet, so check them out. But yeah, there is something which is slowly affecting you, and it's not something to overlook, it's not something to dismiss. So yeah, pile 3, don't ever compare your pain or what you went through with others. And your inner child wants you to connect, to sit with the sadness you felt, because it was really, really tough on you, on your inner child. You have Tower card. So all the best on this journey where you are connecting with your inner child, giving them love, safe space to express what they want to say, their feelings, what they went through. So this is all I have for you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I want to thank you and your inner child for coming through. I hope you have a great day. Bye.